Hey guys, I'm going to show you today our residential truck that we use for mostly residential pressure washing. It's only got a 5.5 gallon a minute pressure washer on it, and it's set up that way. I set it up that way last year. I reset it back up this year. But before I get there, I want to help you grow your business and be successful. Please go down and subscribe, and I appreciate it very much. So, on this truck is one of our residential trucks, and we use this mostly residential because it only has a 5.5 gallon a minute hot water heater. This is actually our commercial truck, and these can do a little bit of everything because it's got the roof pump set up on it and window cleaning, the whole 9 yards. Both this truck over here, that truck, and this truck. Those two trucks are set up the exact same. This one here, this year, I moved it around a little bit. Last year we had the hot water tank pointed on this side. I wanted to put it sideways here, so this year, so that way it kind of distributes the weight more toward the front versus toward the back. We have 200 feet of pressure wash hose here, and we actually got it so when it unrolls off, we can then connect it down here. So we got them in 50-foot sections, so if you only need 150 feet, you can just pop it off, pop it in right here, and that's where we pop it in and out. We also have our soap shut off right here, and our soap runs from our downstream injector up and into our soap tank over there. We did use one super swivel, and that is for our water tank, which runs our garden hose, which is 150 feet of Flexzilla hose, and it runs up through here and into our water tank into a Hudson valve. This tank here is a 35 gallon tank, and it runs this 5.5 no problem. I haven't had any issues out of it at all. It actually works really well. Then we move back here. We have our exterior window cleaning hose for our DI tank, and it does have a super swivel too. It comes out of the super swivel and it runs over to the tank, which I'll show you that on the back side. We have a 5.5 gallon a minute surface cleaner, 2-bar tip right here. We have a little ladder that's not worth a crap. Over here we have, like I said again, our 35 gallon a minute water tank right here. One line right here is actually running back from the machine, so that way we can circulate our water. Our other one line here is running over to a pump over here, which I'll show you here in shortly of where that's running at. We have a 50 gallon soap tank, and it's running our downstream injector over and across there. Up here we have a 2 gallon, actually this one I think is it a 2 gallon a minute or 1 gallon a minute? I believe this is the 1 gallon a minute pump. We use this for our DI for our exterior window cleaning. And what it does is it comes out of the tank, runs up and over, runs into the pump, runs out of the pump, and then it runs up here into a DI tank, through our DI tank, or in here through our DI tank, out and over to our window bed, or our yellow line over there, which is our pole. So this here is mostly a residential pressure washing rig. It works amazing. You could use this for commercial. It's a little low on the GPM for our surface cleaner. It might be a little bit slow, but there's a lot of people out there that do a lot of concrete work with 5.5 gallon because they don't like all that excess water. And so that is one thing you can do. All these are electric reels. We had some issues with our electric reels this year, so you can see we put some silicone over them to keep the water out of them, and that can be an issue if you're not careful. Water gets in that motor and then it don't work. And when you hit the button, it does nothing, and that's not a good feeling. This is a Chevy 3500 pickup truck. Extended cab. It works really well. This here actually has a 9-foot bed on it. So this truck here is a little bit longer than our other units. I'm going to go through our other units so you can see those too.